I am the communications director for a civil rights organization that is heavily invested into engaging this community into civic participation in politics, who's heavily invested in protecting our community from injustices, in getting invested in bringing to the table people like Commissioner Schwartz, who have paid a heavy price for approaching our community. Just for approaching and engaging our community, he has been accused of horrible things that he is not. Others in this table have experienced at some point that when you decide to work for the betterment of your community, the minute you are identified as a potential leader, needless to say, as a political runner-up like Brother Imtiaz, as Sister Saima has been, you need to embrace for the wave of attacks that are going to come from people whose only agenda, unfortunately, is to hate. To hate and to present an obstacle for people knowing their rights, for our people getting civically engaged, for our sisters to get a better education and better opportunities in our society, for our religions to be expressed freely. And it's now, not until recent history, that our community have made these baby steps into lobbying for what we think is right, for what we believe is just. These have been identified by other communities historically earlier, and they have been engaged, actively engaged in protecting the agendas and the beliefs of their own particular religions into the political arena. For example, if there are religious communities that oppose abortion, they invest millions of dollars and tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands, or they mobilize hundreds of thousands of followers to lobby for their religious belief because they think that is morally incorrect. And this country allows for the space for people to lobby for their religious beliefs freely. Since its inception, this country has allowed people to lobby to the politicians and aspire to influence the politics and the governments of this nation because of their religious beliefs. But when Muslims bring their religious belief to the table, and we say that we're going to advocate to the politicians so we protect our religious beliefs, we get accused that we want to overthrow the government, that we want to impose Sharia law, and a lot of nonsense. Most of the time when you approach anybody who's talking about Sharia law and you ask them what is Sharia law, they don't know how to explain it. And that's a basic test. When you hear anybody in the street saying, hey, Sharia, you tell me, what is Sharia for you? That you're telling me if I'm for or against Sharia. First, explain me yourself. What is Sharia for you? Because you're advocating that that's a danger for the community. You're advocating that it's incompatible with our political system. And the more you get to know and the more you learn about the beauty and perfection of Sharia, the more you will learn how compatible it is with the American political system. I'm just going to quote you one example. The freedom of religion we live here in America, not even in Muslim countries. In most of the Muslim countries, we can exercise. So America is an example of freedom of religion, but it's on a constant historical check. When Sheikh Shefaya says, I'm a Republican, but my heart a Democrat, is of whatever proposals those parties are presenting on however proposals they're presenting to society, and also how they have transformed during history to carry some ideals or not.